Hello, everyone. I'm sure most of you know who I am, but there's probably a couple there tonight that don't. So let me introduce myself. My name is Chris St. Marie. I am Breanna's older and only brother. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, if that's the case, why I'm not at the wedding, why I'm on this screen. I assure you it's a very long and interesting story, but I will save it for another time. That being said, I do really wish I was with you all tonight to celebrate this amazing event. Well, let me begin by officially congratulating Breanna Jacob on getting married today. Cheers, guys. That's not orange juice, that's orange vodka. I was told once you can't cheers with juice or water. Anyways, there'll be memories made tonight that will last a lifetime. And that's the cool thing about memories, is that it's the one thing in life that can't be taken away from you. Let me tell you about one of mine. It's actually the earliest memory I have as a child, and it was the day that Breanna was born. I remember I was with my grandma that day. Rest in peace, Grandma. We know you're watching from heaven. We were driving to the hospital in her white Ford Escort with red seats. That day I was wearing a matching Oshkosh sweatsuit, navy blue. I remember the weird pattern on the rubber floors of Victoria Hospital as we walked towards the delivery room. And I remember my mom telling me, "Chris, you have a new baby sister, baby Breanna." I think it's fair to say I was rooting for a brother, but I learned to work with what I was given. With us being only 3 years apart and it just being us two, we were more than siblings. We were pals. We did all sorts of things together. I played my fair share of Barbies. Breanna definitely knows her way around a Lego set. And she was a pretty good sidekick when it came to getting into trouble. If there's any of our previous babysitters in the house tonight, I'm sure they can shed a little light on that and probably share some funny stories. Breanna was probably around the age of 10 when I realized that she was different than most kids her age. She not only had the courage to try new things, she would excel at those things. Music, dancing, singing, sports, school projects, you name it. She had it going on. It's no surprise that long after I realized this, she was actually accepted into Pearson School for the Arts. And even though we went to different schools, growing up we were still pretty close. As she transitioned from a girl to a woman, she began to impress me even more. Not only was she still trying new things and excelling at them, she took others along for the ride with her and helped them do the same. She possesses this type of care and authenticity that you just don't see in many people. But you can see it in her. You can see it in her bright blue eyes. And for those that know Breanna, I mean that know her well, you know exactly what I'm talking about. After she graduated from Pearson, she made the choice to attend Laurier High School with me and my dad. For those of you that don't know my dad, he's not a student at the school. That would have been weird. He's a teacher at the school. But when you're in high school at that age, it's kind of a confusing and uncertain time for a lot of teenagers, myself included. But Breanna, I never sensed that from. She was always very determined to get where she wanted in life and had no problem working hard to get it. Once I was done high school, I moved away to college, but I had the opportunity to come back and see Breanna graduate from high school, and boy was I ever glad that I did. Breanna walked away that night with more trophies and more awards than she could carry in two hands. I swear, it must have been a school record. I think she won 10 out of the 15 awards. She looked like Drake at the Billboard Music Awards. It was crazy. But what was cool for me was that I now knew that everyone else in the auditorium that night knew exactly what I'd known all along. And I've never felt so proud of anybody in my life. But you know what? It's not what's in Breanna's trophy case. that makes her amazing or why we love her. It's what's in her heart. And it's her caring for others that just makes us feel loved and feel really good inside. I love you, Bree. Not long after graduation, both of our lives changed. She moved to Kingston to go to Queen's University, and I left the country and moved to Florida. Although I was sad I wouldn't get to see my sister as much, I had a pretty good feeling this Jacob dude was going to wash over her. Jacob. Let's talk about Jacob for a moment, huh? I guess first off, we should give a shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Baribeau for raising such a young man. Put your hands together for them, huh? Woo! The time I've spent with Jacob obviously is more limited than I've spent with my sister, especially considering I've been away for quite some time. But it's one of those quality over quantity situations. You don't always need to spend a lot of time with someone to know that they're a great person. So I'm on like this teleprompter thing. I gotta wait for it. It's really slow. Although I will say that the time we have spent together has always been a pleasure. I can see that you possess many of the same qualities that Breanna does, which is probably why you're getting married to her. You may not have been drafted. Hold on, let me start that again. You may not have been drafted into the NHL, but we all know you're a hell of a hockey player. And as far as marriage goes, you were Breanna's #1 overall pick, which to put into perspective is like you being Wayne Gretzky on the All-Star team. You're always nothing but kind to whoever you're around. I can tell that you're a born leader and you live life with integrity. And most importantly, you laugh at my jokes most of the time. So for all of those reasons, Jacob, you have my deepest respect. And there's no doubt in my mind that you'll love and protect my sister for as long as you shall live. And if not, well, we'll save that conversation for another time too. As previously mentioned, I really wish I was with you all there tonight. There's a lot of family and friends there that I would have truly loved to see and to celebrate this awesome event, along with a lot of people I now get to call my family. I look forward to meeting with you all very soon. And you better believe it was no easy task having to tell your only sister you're not going to be at her wedding. But to no surprise, she was cool with it, once again reminding me how I have the coolest little sister in the whole world. Wait for it. Brother-in-law too. When I see you two together, I truly believe it's a match made in heaven. God brought you both together for a reason, and I look forward to seeing all the amazing things He has in store for your life. So one more time, everybody, get up off your feet, put your hands together, glasses in the air. Introducing Mr. Jacob and Breanna Baribeau. Woo! Oh. Good night, guys. Have an amazing evening, and God bless you all.